It's the Sports Talk Now podcast.
Hello and welcome to the show. It's our second episode of Sports Talk Now. I'm your host, Jackie McKenna, and I am joined, as I always am, by the pundit himself, Noah Schindler.
It's great to be here, Jackie, for another episode of Sports Talk Now.
It's great to have on Sports Talk Now an expert of your caliber, and the feedback has been amazing.
Yeah. Well, we expected that.
Yeah. Well, and I think a huge part of that was sort of the detail we got into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the thing about this show that I'm finding as we do it is it's for people who watch sports. But it's also for people who want to get into sports.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of beautiful because we give the really specific, like deep information that you don't really get on the Barstools, the Bill Simmons. But then you get more of the general stuff that you wouldn't know if you don't know sports.
And something, and I don't want to be telling tales out of school, is I think some of that expertise comes from your real life career in the field. You were a player, and I think you really are tapped into that. So would you mind telling the listeners a little about that, your playing career?
Yeah. I mean, the truth is every athlete eventually becomes a sports reporter. And most sports reporters are athletes or were athletes. I played baseball as a kid. I did t-ball, into farm ball, into pinto, into pony, then bronco. And I learned a lot on the field. I learned a lot from my coaches. More about life than anything. And I owe a lot to them. Some of the best years of my life. Didn't make my high school team. It was a tough team. To make. Yeah. It was North Cobb baseball team.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you know sports, you know what I'm talking about. I had a couple friends on that team go big in the pros right now. But yeah, before that, just a wealth of information and knowledge that I got from the Diamond.
So, speaking of the Diamond, we are deep in the throes of Augie Doggy, the dog days of summer. We're past the All-Star break. The World Series is, like, we can see it over the horizon, you know?
You can see the flags.
And I was just wondering, is it too soon to start putting in those bets for who you think is going to win?
It's never too soon. If anything, do it earlier because then you make more money.
How's that work?
I'm not really sure. I don't think anybody really knows how it works. But let's say you want to bet on the New York Yankees,
right?
To win the World Series.
I'll pass.
Okay. We try to keep that out of this.
Sorry.
No bias. All right. We're as objective as we possibly can.
You're right. No, you're right.
So you bet on the Yankees, who are favorites at the moment. Let's say you bet $5. You could win 10 if they win the World Series. Once they get to the World Series, you bet $5, they have a better chance, then you'll win like $5.50.
Do you see any particular team in the World Series?
I see the
Yankees. Do you
Yankees.
think two teams will make it this year?
I think two teams will make it this year.
To the World Series?
Yeah.
And that's not a given.
No, it's never a given, especially in recent years with all of the cheating. So we just have to hope all the teams don't cheat, or at least the teams that make it don't cheat. Because if you cheat, there's not a World Series.
And I think that's something that gets glossed over is the players don't want to cheat.
No. It's accidental.
It happens like sort of involuntarily. I mean, you know it, like you said, from your career. You talk to any of these athletes, a lot of them, you know, who get flagged for PEDs. You know, these are contaminated supplements.
There's steroids in Gatorade.
There's steroids in Gatorade.
You can't drink Gatorade.
And it's like, have you ever gone to the hospital? Sometimes they give you steroids to help.
You don't know. You don't know what you put in your body. You never really do.
You don't. And that's why I like to be really careful with what goes into my body.
Yes.
But
another question for another podcast.
Yeah, another show. I don't want to. Yeah, I'll leave that one alone.
Mm-hmm.
Let sleeping dogs lie.
Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears. Funny.
Good movie.
You
movie.
say that because I think a couple of bears, baby versions of bears, aka cubs,
Yes.
might just be one of those teams playing baseball right now.
You think so? At the moment?
Just
Let's check.
generally.
Let's check.
Can you check actually about that? So that would be good to know.
We're recording this on a Saturday, and a lot of teams do play during the day on weekends. Okay, so no. The Yankees are playing, though. It's 1-0. Right up the street.
Just up the street.
So we're so close to sports. Everybody is all the time.
And I think you just have to, be open to hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Going back to the cheating, I think that's an important topic that gets glossed over. Stealing signs, and this is what the Houston Astros were defrauded for.
And we're talking crosswalks, yields.
No. So in baseball, the coach or the catcher will show a sign to the batter or a runner.
Taurus, Scorpio.
You're closer, but no. Let's say the catcher puts it down 2 fingers. That could mean
Peace,
which would mean a changeup because that's a slow ball. 1, because that's the fastest. A 3, that's a curveball. And if you sort of move your fingers, it looks like they're curving.
And you kind of have, if you were going to hold a baseball with 3 fingers, you would have to curve it.
Yes. So when you're on base, you're not supposed to look, but you can't close your eyes.
Yeah.
And players see this, and they don't mean to see it, and they don't want to see it. They don't want to cheat, but they do. It's in their field of vision. And
no, it's upsetting.
And it's
I
unfortunate
understand.
that you can take away the glory from these players for something that just is in their line of vision.
Yeah, that's sort of, I think, what's unfair that I think the league is trying to do because of that, that what's in their line of vision is now, have you heard this? Have you heard
Probably.
about this? They're talking about not letting players wear contacts and glasses if they're sight impaired. Have you
I have heard this, yeah.
Because they don't want them to have that extra edge that already, if they can, you can't help but see it.
Right.
So they want to have on that extra sort of fail-safe to prevent them from seeing.
But they weren't given sight at birth.
No.
So I sort of see where they come from in that aspect, because God did not give them the talent, the ability to use their sight to play whatever sport they will. And if they can overcome that without contacts and glasses, more power to them. And I think that should be talked about more.
So you're on the side of the athletes, but you also think maybe no glasses?
Yes.
The pundit, ladies and gentlemen, never ceases to just God. I think you're blowing a lot of minds out there.
Well, you have to have a nuanced opinion. It's not black and white as it used to be in baseball.
Yes, and
until Barry Bonds came into the league.
Is that the case? Well, yes, because Jackie Robinson, but we kind of really,
he was the only one.
We weren't really like super, like people weren't
about that.
No, they weren't about that life at that point.
No.
And then when Barry Bonds came in, everyone was like cool with it again. And I think I don't think he did steroids.
No, I don't think he is either. I'm in that camp as well.
But if he did,
it was probably accidental.
Exactly. And that's, I think I think we're an athletes first kind of show.
Yeah, well, athletes are well intentioned.
Mm-hmm. They always.
Yeah, they're here to play a game.
They're just
Okay, it's
kids
not that
playing the game
serious.
they love.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm not a big fan of baseball though, I'll be honest.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's just it's getting longer. It's hot. It is hot, these games.
Happens in the summer.
I went to a Mets game a couple weeks ago, and man, they put a roof on that place. The heat in Queens.
Yeah.
God, I don't know how the players do it.
Yeah.
I certainly couldn't. I left after the 4th inning. But I believe the Mets won that game. I looked it up afterwards.
4 innings, and there are 5?
They're currently, so they made a change. Oh, is that it?
That's the buzzer beater.
Okay, let me finish
I'll
this,
let you
this
finish your
last
thought.
In order to counteract how long games are, they've made a couple changes in the last few years. I believe it's either there's 7 innings now, or they put runners on bases in the 8th inning. It's one of those, and you'll have to look that up.
Okay. Because it probably varies by team.
Conference. Because in the AL, I believe it's 7 innings. NL, 8.5 or 9, but runners on the bases. And the AL, they get the pitchers who can hit, and then the NL, they can't hit. So
Well, AL, NL, I want to give you the DL on what our final takes are, because that's what the buzzer beater is all about.
Yes.
You went last week, so I'll go first this week.
All right.
I want to reemphasize that sports is all around us, and it is never too late to head out, throw the ball around with your kids. And
Come on, man.
no, it's that's my buzzer beater, Noah.
Wow. It's going to be tough to follow that up. But I do have one in my back pocket. I'm going to flip the switch. We're going to basketball. Hot goss in the basketball world. The National Basketball Association. Kevin Durant wants a trade out of Brooklyn. He plays for the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't want to anymore.
Okay.
I have notes from sources that say he is going to meet up in Chicago with LeBron James. Finally, the two best players in basketball are going to unite and most likely win a championship or two.
They're meeting in Chicago. Are they going to play for the Bulls?
They're going to play for the Bulls. They're going to try to recreate the magic of Michael Jordan in the 90s.
The magic of Michael Jordan in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Not Magic Johnson.
Okay, sorry, that was where I was confused. Wow, that's a scoop.
Well, that's my hot take, and we're just going to have to see the next couple of weeks, but I can guarantee it.
All right. Well,
100%.
Thanks for listening, everybody. And are you doing anything after this? What are you?
Yeah, I got to get something to eat. I haven't eaten anything all day. I'm starving.
It's like 8 p.m.
I know. I thought it was Yom Kippur. It's not.
No, it's not.
No.
This
I had it on my
happens a
calendar.
lot.
Yeah, I know. I feel weak.
Okay, all right. Let's get you some. Tell you what. All right, I'm gonna go make you something. Just
Thank you.
Thank you for listening, everyone.
It's the Sports Talk Now podcast.